Good morning, everyone. I'm back again in the IMG Support Australia channel. You might know that I had some health issues over last few months. That's why I was not able to produce any videos for you guys. But thanks for watching. Some of them actually kept watching the old videos, especially people from India and Pakistan, which I really appreciate. Okay. Back again, as I said, we are back. What I'm going to discuss today is a GP training pathway for the international medical graduates, the current GP training pathway for international medical graduates who are actually either located in their home countries at the moment or who arrived in Australia recently or within few years. So the pathway's name is Practice Support Program under RACGP. I might have mentioned this before in different places, but what I'm going to do now is to go through the nitty-gritties of the pathway. As you guys may aware, RACGP, the Royal Australian College of General Practitioners, which is the peak body for training of GPs in Australia, actually keep changing their programs. Previously, it was the practice experience program, which was there for 2 years or so. I might have done some videos on PEP pathway in my Sri Lankan channel. Now there's this practice experience program, or PEP pathway, is no longer there, which was supported by a government funding scheme in Australia. Currently, this practice experience program is not funded by the Australian government, but it should be funded through your own funds. I'll tell you how. Okay. Without further discussions, we'll just directly go to this pathway. What I will do is I will share the screen and start. Okay, here it is. So this is what's practice experience or fellowship support program is. It's under RACGP. You can search RACGP Fellowship Support Program or FSP under RACGP. In Google search, you will find all this information. But I will give you more info, especially the things you might not be clear about. Okay. First thing, let's go to the overview of this pathway. Okay. FSP program or Fellowship Support Program is a self-funded process, as I said. The self-funded means you guys have to pay, unfortunately. You work as GP trainees or GP registrars, kind of, and then you earn money. You get a percentage of your income from your GP practice. And from that income, you have to pay some funds. I'll go down and describe the exact funding mechanism, or how many dollars you have to spend on. But the program, as I said, self-funded. This is 24 months program or 4 terms. That's for 2 years. It runs for the 2 years. And then there are 2 intakes per year. So currently we got the 2023 intake already in action. And then they have planned to get another intake for 2024, which would be the one you guys would be targeting if you got your AMC Part 1 and your English qualification, and then you have spoken to a GP clinic in Australia, then you will be good to go with the fellowship support program. Okay, that's a 2-year program. And then there are 2 intakes per year, and there are twice they will recruit the guys from international medical graduate pool to the fellowship support program. Then the application, what they say is like it's already closed. Okay, the application for the 3rd intake has already closed, but the 4th intake is coming. I think it's in January, so you guys have to work towards the 4th intake. And then there was an exam they had planned before, like a MCQ exam, this CAAKT exam, but that exam is no longer there. So you don't have to sit another exam. But you have to do what you have to do to qualify for fellowship support program is, I think I have mentioned this before. It is your AMC part 1 and part 2 together, or only part 1, and then your English requirement, and then you have to talk to a clinic, and then you have to do a PESCI. After you have completed all this, you will be eligible to enter to the fellowship support program. Okay, that's has these 4 intakes. The third intake, actually, that's what the intake you will be looking for, which is commences on 8th of January 2024. It stay open for 1 or 2 weeks and then it closes. So you have to remember this date, 8th of January 2024. Okay, let's go through this key dates. So it's probably some of the key dates have gone already. As I said, the first intake was taken in January 2023. July 2022. See here, 4th of July to 15th of July. It's only 10 days. But the program already commenced. And then the second intake was from February to Thursday 2023, February 13th to Thursday 9th March. But that intake already have started. And then the third one was 3rd of July to 27th of July. And then they are the ones who will be starting the training program on 8th of January 2024. And then the last one they have already planned for is the fourth intake, as I said. But that's open up on 15th of January. And then it closes on 15th of February. So you've got 1 month to apply. And then that program would start, or the training would start on 8th of July 2024. This is the one you have to look forward to for the next year intake. To be eligible, you have to do these PESCI exams, AMC and English, as I said. Okay, so remember these dates, 15th of January to 15th of February 2024. Summary of entry requirement. Here they will be talking about all these requirements. You should be a temporary or permanent resident, which is like you are here, you already got PR, or sometimes you recently arrived, but you are temporary resident. And then hold registration under the general provisional, which is like you either got full registration as a doctor in Australia, which is general registration, or provisional, you got AMC part 2 and English, and then you got the registration. Or you could be limited. Limited registration is like you got AMC part 1 and English, and then you eligible to register under APRA as a limited registration category for international graduates. Okay. And then they say must be employed or have an employment offer, which is a GP clinic offering you a position. Then must be completed or have an employment offer in comprehensive general practice in MMM2, Monash medical criteria 2 to 7, which is like not in a main city, but a bit far, slightly away from the main. Must work in a training location and complies with the general practice fellowship support program guidelines. So there should be, the clinic should be eligible to enter the program. Must have minimum of 1 exam semester remaining, which is, you see, they offer 4 terms of training, but if you at least got 6 months of training, then you can do exams, or 1 year in training, you can do exams. That's depending on your assessment. That is, your GP experience will be assessed by RACGP and APRA. Once they assess and tell you, okay, you have to train for 4 terms, or only 1 term, or 2 terms, or something like that. That is what is meant by this sentence, okay? Applicant must submit a new application for every intake they apply for. So it's not like automatically going for the next intake. You have to keep applying, okay, if you're deciding to apply for the next intake. Fees. This is what I started with. Like the program is funded by your own funds. That means you have to pay fees. These fees will be sort of taken, because that will be paid for your supervisors and your training program and all of this. So for the year one, there's 2-year program, as I said. For the year one, you have to pay at least, like this is the fee, $10,000 per term. For 6 months, you have to pay $10,000. That means for the fellowship support program, for the first year, international medical graduates have to pay $20,000. And then for the year two, they have to pay $12,000. And then they have to take RACGP membership as a registrar level, which is only $573. Okay, when I say only, because the fees for the full registered members, it is very high. Okay. Work locations, we discuss MMM2 to MMM7. Place must be in a training accredited place. Practice must meet the criteria for the program. You can go through all this information. And then assessment, supervision, and support. You will get workplace-based assessment and learning activities to inform training and program towards the fellowship. So your supervisors will provide these assessment reports. Regular case review and supervision by accredited supervisors. So the supervisors will review your cases. And then the supervision level is level 2. Individualized support program for program training advisor and medical educator with a mentor. So there's a few people involved. There's a program training advisor and a medical educator mentor. So you will get a mentor and a program training advisor, and small and large group learning opportunities. So there will be a lot of Zoom discussions or face-to-face discussions, training program. This is one good thing about the fellowship support program. Previously, the international graduates come directly as GP trainees kind of here, but they are their own study, their own way of studying and studies, and there's no guide as such. But this time they give a guide, but that's costly, which is like $36,000 you have to pay for. So then you got access to the RACGP curriculum-based education. And what did this talk about? Post-education fee. Post-education fee covers program administration and IT, management, Medicare provider numbers, monitoring of exam eligibility and progress. But they say these fees not covering attendance at optional paid exam preparation courses or workshops if you decide on those courses, and travel accommodation and additional expenses like for the training, general practice experience assessment, enrollment in fellowship exams like FRCGP exam fees, they will not cover, and then application for fellowship and all this. But anyway, this is about the fellowship support program. I think you got some information or a lot of important information about the fellowship support program. What I was talking to you about is like, to be eligible, you should have your AMC Part 1 English requirement, and then you should talk to a GP clinic in this MMM 2 to 7, that type of GP clinic. And then once they offer you a PESCI, and if you got through the PESCI, then you are eligible for this fellowship support program. Then this fellowship support program is only available, open up in twice a year, so you have to catch the time. The one time remaining at the moment is the one from 15th of January to 15th of February in 2024. So if you're targeting to come here as a GP, this is the time to start working. Get your AMC Part 1, get your English ready, talk to a GP clinic, do a PESCI. I have spoken to you about different PESCI options. You can do IME PESCIs or RACGP PESCIs or ACRIM PESCIs. IME and ACRIM is online, so you can do online exams. Once you get through PESCI, Once you got this English and your AMC, you eligible for fellowship support program. So apply for fellowship support program in January next year, and then you'll be good to go. Then you, depending on your RACGP assessment, you can do the exam in 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, or 2 years. The full program is 2 years. Within 2 years, you have to do your FRACGP or fellowship exam, and either you get through or fail. It depends. If you fail, you have to reapply for the support program and go again. Okay, I think that explains everything. All the best, guys. As I said, this is after a while. I suggest you guys to keep watching my channel because it's very slow in progress. But understandably, I was not there for a few months as I had some health issues. All the best.